If you've never been to a comic convention, this is a great entry-level convention for you. Pasadena Comic Con 2023. A lot of these conventions have really cool cars and other prop type memorabilia out front. This is no exception. As you can see, the Jurassic Park vehicle was there, as well as a pizza truck. The line was pretty long to get in, and I had shown up right around the time that general admission was letting inside. Fortunately for me, I told them I had a press badge, and they just let me go mosey through all the people that were waiting. Membership has its privileges, I suppose. Much like the last Pasadena convention, there were booths set up in the hallway outside of the exhibit hall. Once you get into the exhibit hall, this is where the magic happens. Right off the bat, you're surrounded by all the pop culture phenomena. You've got comics, toys, all the way from Star Wars, G.I. Joe. If you like crappy toys, they have Pops. That's for you, Sanchez. But it's a comic convention, so let's talk about comics for a minute. They've got original comic art, sketches, indie comics, war comics, superhero comics, old comics, new comics, slab comics, comics galore, everywhere, comics from wall to wall. My big surprise with the convention this year was the sheer amount of special guests they had. We'll go through a few of them here as I talk about it. So as you can see, there is a giant section. I want to say maybe 20% of the auditorium was filled with Power Rangers, lots of Power Rangers. Like Rita Repulsa wouldn't stand a chance coming to visit this convention. So many Power Rangers. The last Pasadena Comic Con I attended was January of 2020. I want to say right before the apocalypse and all of the COVID lockdowns happened. And this show, I want to say, was probably 4 times as big as that show was. And there was way more going on at this show than there was at that show. At that show was the first time I had met Joe Rubinstein, and we had got into the con with the free badge, so I wasn't really expecting much of it, but it was really cool to see Joe Rubinstein there, so I wanted to get a sketch from him. I looked all through the convention, and I didn't see, through all of those booths, nobody had any sketch covers for sale, which blew my mind. And the crazy thing is, I always carry them. For whatever reason, I didn't carry any to that convention. So we ended up leaving the convention and going on a hike to the nearest local comic shop to try to find a sketch cover, and they didn't have any sketch covers for sale. So we actually wound up going to a local art store, which was pretty cool, and I was able to get a sketch done on a bigger, like Bristol board sketch, and it came out really well. I'll put links to the other Pasadena Comic Con video at the bottom of this one as well. But as I was saying, lots of people, lines everywhere for fans to be able to go and get autographs and get a chance to maybe take pictures or talk to all of the people on this guest list. I did miss some of the people on the guest list, not on purpose because I was trying to catch everybody on the guest list, but for whatever reason, some of the guests did not want to be on film, so I was respecting their wishes as I was going along and doing my filming. It was interesting though. There was just a lot of people, and I think it was really good for these celebrity types to be able to go out and interact with fans and just kind of hang out. People have been locked up for years now, so it's good to go out and spread your wings and be able to get a chance to meet people and interact with the public once again. And I must say that most of the entertainers that were involved were very friendly and waving, and it was a good time. I had a good time walking through, and I actually got some new tools for the convention I got some wireless mics and a gimbal. So I was able to use the gimbal on a lot of these shots. And hopefully it helps level up my cameraman skills and production quality. At least I'm hoping so. I've had a good time editing this video, and it's kind of a dry run for the gimbal that I got. Moving along, we've got really cool celebrities in here. Some, I wouldn't say there was too many A-list types, but there was definitely people here that I heard of. And, you know, I'll let the camera roll go through and do the intros for everybody. But if you see their face on here or there's a poster of them, then they were nice to me while I was cruising the halls and doing my filming. So it was a good time. It was a good time for sure. My biggest word of advice to the promoters would be that you need to try to do something to entice more comic creators to be able to come in here. It was great. It was a good time. I liked to see Rikishi and the Honky Tonk Man, Ed Begley Jr., and Barry Bostwick, some of the people who, you know, you totally recognize. But here we have Joe Rubenstein, who I met last time, and coming up right around the corner here, we're going to have Norm Ratman, who I bump into at all the local conventions. He's a great friend of the channel. And it was my lucky day because I had him draw a commission for me, but he just really wasn't feeling it too well at that point, and he really wanted to take it home and give it that TLC. And I'm excited about that because he's done a bunch of sketches for me, and they've all been great. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a run through the floor here, and you can just see all the gold. All the gold. So many cool things. And I really want to say that it was great for a Gen Xer at this particular convention. There was pops and there was things that I thought that would appeal to a Zennial or Millennial crowd. They're always there. But I felt like there was a decent spread of, you know, things that I was interested in, like things from the 80s that have that vintage feel for me. So I was able to go and check out a really cool booth, and I'll link it below. It's called Mark's Vintage Toys, all without spaces, from Instagram. And he had a booth set up there, and it was the booth. I probably went back to this booth like 5 times, and it was fire. This is some of his booth right here with the lightning. G.I. Joes, Star Wars, Transformers, Thundercats. Oh goodness. What can I say? Just fire. And it was really cool because he had the different figures presented in different tiers. So he had the complete figures in one area, then he would have the mid-range figures in another area that maybe had a small flaw or were missing 1 or 2 accessories. And then if you kept, you know, going through what he was doing, to the other side he had some beaters, which were just tore up figures. So if you wanted to get a hold of a figure and maybe do some customizing or something like that, you could do it. It was great. So it was a great show. I had a really good time, and I think I had a decent haul from there. I picked up a run of Artist Elite comics that I saw from a buddy, Zen HCMP, was selling. So that was the comics that I was able to pick up. But mostly, I was just having a good time going around, and I was blown away because I was thinking this was a smaller convention, and it was really solid. It exceeded my expectations, I will say. And it was cool to hang out with Norm and to get that commission. It's been, I want to say, 3 or 4 years since I've gotten a commission from Norm. I'm especially excited because he took the book home. So I know that he's going to be putting some heart into it, and it isn't something that he's just doing in front of himself whilst being at this con. there was some solid cosplay at this con. I saw some Imperial TIE Fighter pilots, some Ghostbusters, and the Ghostbusters are growing. There's a lot of them out there. Power Rangers, and I saw Joker and different DC. I didn't see Batman. This is my favorite. The dude. The dude was there, and he was looking for his White Russian. So cool. I also saw, let's see, Poison Ivy, Wednesday, and what a great Palpatine and Jyn Erso. They were really cool. I saw them in the food line. And we're going to close off the video with Norm working on the magic sketch. I think it's going to come out well. I'm excited. And although it isn't finished and I can't present it for the video, I'm especially excited that he's going to be taking it back and working on it at home. So if you like this convention video, then please like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to see more convention videos, you can see those right here. Thanks for watching Collection Connections Pasadena 2023 Comic Convention video, and we'll see you next time.